The year 1854 in San Francisco was marked by two significant events. Crime was on the upsurge, and the city marshal appointed the first female peace officer in the recorded history of the West.
Evening, Mrs. Fansler.
Good evening.
Marshal.
Hello, Montgomery.
I suppose you heard what happened to that gold shipment from Grass Valley intended for my bank.
Yes, I did.
That's the fourth robbery in this area in a month. What do you propose to do about it?
I'm sorry, but that's out of my jurisdiction.
They may have been planned here. Have you taken that into consideration?
I have. But so far, it's only a theory.
In the meantime, the food is getting cold and I'm hungry.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Fansler. See you later, Marshal.
It's been weeks since we've been together, Matt. Will you please put away your marshal badge and let's keep it social, huh? You can begin by mentioning my new gown.
As a matter of fact, I was just going to say how beautiful a candlelight shines through your hair, through your eyes. Instead.
California, California, there's
The Californians.
California, I've come to live where life is best. In the Golden West, I'm gonna strike it rich in California. California.
This is the house physician, Dr. Kellogg. This is Mrs. Fansler.
How do you do?
Ever do any nursing, Mrs. Fansler?
No, but I'd be willing to try.
We'll take care of it, Marshal.
I'll wait downstairs. How is she?
Lucky to be alive. That knife just missed her heart. Did you find out who she is?
She's registered as Lorraine Lathrop from Monterey.
In that case, she's up to no good.
You suspect every pretty woman of being up to no good.
9 times out of 10, I've been right. Remember that red-headed, long-legged gal from New Orleans?
Well, you had reason to suspect her, but why the woman upstairs?
Well, no honest woman tries to conceal the fact that she's married. She's not a miss, she's a Mrs.
How do you know?
The mark on her 3rd finger on her left hand.
What else did you find out?
That she had a dozen inexpensive nightgowns, 11 of them blue, obviously her favorite color. There's one horrid purple with black lace, proves she's married.
I'll bite. Why does that prove she's married?
Because a woman of her obvious good taste wouldn't be caught dead wearing a thing like that. It's the kind of nightgown that only a husband would buy for his wife.
Very good detecting. Why don't you take over this case?
I'll be glad to. Give me a badge and swear me in.
I was only joking.
I'm not. Let me help you on the case, Matt.
Why should I?
Well, I'd be near you more often, and well, I wouldn't have to worry about all the mistakes you're bound to make before you get to the bottom of things.
Oh, why am I bound to make mistakes?
Well, you already made a serious mistake by refusing to believe that she's a bad apple. Oh, please, Matt.
No job for a woman.
But you're dealing with a woman criminal.
I have no reason to suspect she's a criminal. Besides, who ever heard of a female peace officer?
Did you ever hear of a female teacher? If we were smart enough to teach you when you were a boy, we're smart enough to help you when you grow up. Come on.
Touche.
Please, Matt.
No.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, let's eat. You know, the only time you take me out is between murders, and I like to make the most of it.
Marshal, my patient seems frightened that the man who attacked her might return. Could you place a guard with her?
Yes, I'll put a man outside the door.
Well, that won't do. I'd like someone on the inside of the room in case she wakes up and wants something.
Oh, all right.
Good night.
Night, Doctor.
If she wakes up and finds a strange man in her room, it'll scare the wits out of her. I'll volunteer, Matt.
I knew you would.
I'll need something to make my position official, of course. You always carry a deputy marshal's badge. Swear me in.
That's blackmail. All right, raise your right hand. I swear to do everything that deputy marshal's supposed to do.
I do.
Good. Now you're deputy marshal. Listen, supposing this man does come back, what are you going to do? Throw the badge at him?
Shoot him with this.
hello, Marshal.
Oh, Doctor.
This is Dr. Bender. I called him in for a consultation about Miss Lathrop.
How do you do, Doctor?
Not that it was necessary. I never saw a wound so skillfully treated.
Good. Oh, is it all right for me to talk to her?
But Mrs. Fansler will permit it.
Since when is she giving orders?
Ever since you made her a deputy marshal?
She's asleep.
Did she talk to you?
No, she seems feverish.
What is it? Who are you?
I'm Wilma Fansler, deputy marshal. I've been nursing you. This is Matt Wayne, city marshal of San Francisco.
I have to ask you some questions. Do you feel up to it?
I'll do my best.
Do you know who stabbed you?
He was a big man. He had a big mustache. I'd never seen him before. Why would a total stranger want to kill me?
I don't know. Why did you come to San Francisco, Miss Lathrop? Or is it Mrs. Lathrop?
I'm a widow. Lathrop's my maiden name. My husband died 6 months ago, and I sold the vineyard near Monterey and came here to... The money. Where's the money?
What money?
The money I got from the vineyard. It was $15,000. Did you find it, Marshal?
No.
It was in a small valise.
Where did you leave it?
I can't remember. In the closet. That's it, in the closet.
There's no valise in there. It may be the man who stabbed you knew about the money. Are you sure you didn't know him?
No, but I'm sure I'd recognize him if I ever saw him again. Oh, please find him. Find my money. It was my whole future.
Now relax. You better go, Matt. I'll take charge here.
All right. Yeah, don't take that badge too serious. How's Miss Lathrop?
Still hysterical. The doctor's with her now.
And did you find out anything?
I found out you better watch your step. It wouldn't be the first time pretty women have tried to blackmail you, you know.
Some very ugly men have tried to blackmail me, too. Why pick on Lorraine Lathrop?
She's trying to hide something. She lied about her husband being dead. I know.
Oh, sure. Because no married woman would pack a purple nightgown with black lace unless she was married and up to something.
Well, that's not the only thing. She knows Dr. Kellogg.
What of it?
Well, she's supposed to be a stranger in town. She wakes up from a horrible experience, sees a man standing over her, smiles and says, "Hello, doctor." Now, how did she know he was a doctor?
When did this happen?
Think I'm a good detective?
When did it happen?
Before I rejoined you at the dinner table last night.
Why didn't you tell me then?
Because I wanted to have you tell me more about how the candlelight shines in my eyes. Well, hello, Doctor. We were just talking about you.
Nothing bad, I hope.
Just what is there between you and that Lathrop woman, Doctor?
Now, what right do you have to ask that?
Well, I'm a deputy marshal, remember? I think you're concealing something. You and that woman are old friends, aren't you?
Certainly not.
Then why did she smile at you? And how does she know that you're a doctor?
Because she'd been in my office earlier in the day complaining of a headache. Anything else?
Doctor, how is Miss Lathrop?
Well, she's in a bad way, Marshal. Still thinks the man who attacked her might come back. She wants to see you. Good night.
Mad at me?
Fine peace officer you are. Don't you realize if Dr. Kellogg is a valid suspect, you've tipped your hand.
Well, I was only trying to help you.
Biggest help you could be is to give me back that badge and mind your own business.
Absolutely not. Where are you going?
See Miss Lathrop.
Well, you better not. She's setting a snare for you. Mark my words, Matt.
Come in.
Feeling any better?
Terrible. Did you find my money?
We're doing our best. The important thing is for you to get better.
Sit down, Mr. Wayne.
There are a lot of things I have to do.
I've been so afraid. Afraid that man might come back.
Why should he? He already has your money.
Well, I don't think it was just the money that he was after. Please stay. I'm not afraid anymore.
She's asleep.
Well, hello, Matt. How's your lady friend, Lathrop?
Completely recovered. In addition to which, she is not my lady friend. I'm just trying to get $15,000 back for her. You know that.
Well, how do you know she ever had that much money?
I saw the bill of sale from the vineyard she sold. Besides, do you really think that a woman would stab herself, almost fatally, for the privilege of meeting me?
Any woman who'd want something bad enough would be willing to stand a little pain, especially if she knew there was a doctor across the hall to save her life.
You know something, that badge is going to your head. What would anybody want that badly?
I don't know. But maybe you're going to find out.
Well, hello, Miss Lathrop. Good to see you looking so well.
Hello, Marshal. Mrs. Fansler. Would you do me a favor, Mr. Wayne?
Oh, he'd be delighted. Wouldn't you, Matt?
I'm going back home, to Monterey. And I know it sounds silly of me, but I'm really afraid. I think I see that man who stabbed me in every doorway. Would it be too much trouble for you to escort me over to the stage depot?
I'd be glad to.
Matt. Don't do it. I don't trust her. I've got a feeling.
Let's go, Mrs. Lathrop.
There you are, $15,000. And a good chance that bandits are waiting to take it away from you.
Nobody knows I carry the payroll. I let on that it comes by express.
At least let me arrange for a police guard till you get on the stage.
That'd just be a sure sign I've got something valuable in the valise. Don't worry, Steve. I'll be all right.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
What's the matter?
Why, there's the man that stabbed me. And that's my valise.
Just a minute, mister. Let me have that bag.
No, you don't.
Will he pull through, Doctor?
I don't know. All we can do now is wait.
I can't understand it. I didn't think I wounded him that badly.
He was trying to kill you, wasn't he?
My job is to arrest him, not execute him.
I heard about the shooting. Les. Who did it? Who shot you?
He shot me.
You'd all better clear out of here.
You shot him, Marshal? Why?
He was pointed out to me as a thief. I went to arrest him and he drew a gun.
But he was only defending his property. Obviously, he thought you were a bandit.
Who is he?
Les Lane, superintendent of a mine in Grass Valley. He just drew $15,000 from my bank for his payroll this afternoon.
Was the money in a brown valise?
Yes. What did you do with it?
I gave it to Miss Lathrop, that's all.
The woman who was stabbed? Why?
I thought it was stolen from her. Before I opened it down the police station, she described it in detail, down to a patch in the lining. I'm really proud of myself. I shoot an innocent man, I rob him, turn the loot over to a woman who has me fooled all the way.
Now the point is, what are you going to do?
Let's go to the Bella Union Hotel. Come out of there, Miss Lathrop.
She's gone. Not a stitch of clothes left.
What are you doing here? And how did you get in?
I showed the desk clerk my badge. The minute I found out that you'd given her the money, I thought she'd skip town. But I got here too late to stop her.
And we'll never see the $15,000 again. It should have been obvious to you, Marshal, that she was up to something all along.
What was obvious about it? She even stabbed herself to make it look good. Now, who would have guessed that she was lying about being robbed?
You did.
That's because I'm a woman.
Montgomery, would you know Mrs. Lane? Can you describe her?
No, but according to her husband, she was frail and sickly.
Would you know where she is?
Well, Lane told me she was in Santa Barbara for her health. What are you getting at?
The woman who calls herself Miss Lathrop knows Mr. Lane's habits awfully well. She even knew the route he took to the stage depot. Who else would know that?
I don't know.
Would Mr. Lane have visited any other women in San Francisco?
No, you're on the wrong track there, Marshal. He loved his wife too much for that.
The purple nightgown, Matt. She left it behind.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, in my opinion, he was alive when she packed it. And she left it behind because she doesn't think that he'll ever ask her what happened to it. She thinks he's dead. That woman is Mrs. Lane. I told you not to trust her, Matt.
Better wait here, Deputy. I'll be right out. How is he, Doctor?
I'm losing him, Matt. I called in Dr. Bender.
I'm afraid we waited too long.
The woman who tricked me into shooting you left this behind. Do you recognize it?
Never saw it before.
Will you please get out of here, Matt? We're trying to save a man's life.
Well, that settles that. The woman I'm looking for is not Mrs. Lane.
Something's wrong.
Everything's wrong. Your feminine intuition and my common sense. For lack of it, I shot an innocent man and helped steal $15,000.
Oh, don't take it so hard, Matt.
Why shouldn't I? I'm the world's prize fool.
Only when it comes to pretty women. But don't worry, I'm still on your side, even if you didn't listen to me. But you better listen to me now. That woman is Mrs. Lane as sure as I'm standing here.
I'll soon find out. I've got an appointment with her.
An appointment?
Yes. She doesn't know it, though. Going somewhere, Miss Lathrop?
Well, how did you find me here?
Well, this is the only ship out of here tonight. If you don't mind, I'll take that valise.
Oh, I do mind. But I'll split what's in it with you.
I want it all.
Well, all right, if you insist. We'll spend it together in Honolulu. Just you and I.
What about the man who helped you get it?
Nobody helped me but you, Marshal, dear.
You didn't stab yourself. Somebody did it for you. Somebody who knew that there was a doctor across the hall and that I was downstairs in the dining room. Who is he?
I'm not going to tell you. If you put me in jail, I'll need him to help get me out. But you're not going to put me in jail, are you? Oh, Matt, you helped nurse me. Why, you held my hand. And there were times when I knew that you wanted to kiss me. You thought I was attractive then.
You're still attractive. And I held your hand. I helped nurse you. And there were times when I might have wanted to kiss you. But I'm still going to put you in jail. After we've seen the man you tricked me into shooting.
He's dead.
No, he isn't. And you're going to see him.
You're under arrest. I figured you were going to leave on a boat. Hello, Matt. I figured pretty good, didn't I? Good detecting, wasn't it?
I don't know how I ever got along without you.
Hello, Marshal. We pulled Mr. Lane through. I'm taking him to his hotel.
Where's my money, Marshal?
I've got it. Also, the woman who tricked me into shooting you. Bring her in.
Miss Lathrop.
Mrs. Lane to you, Doctor. Now, aren't you sorry you saved my life?
All the time I thought you were in Santa Barbara. Sick.
I was sick. Sick of you.
You wanted me dead.
Well, it isn't my fault you're not. For a marshal, you're an awful poor shot, Mr. Wayne.
You're right. I didn't mean to wound your husband so badly. Who was in this with you, Mrs. Lane?
Nobody.
Did you buy this nightgown yourself?
I should say not. I wouldn't wear that thing to a dog fight.
I told you so, Matt.
Who bought it for you?
I can't remember.
Huh?
Why did you have to be so doggone conscientious, Doctor? Why didn't you let him die?
Well, she's tucked in for the night.
All you have to do is to find the man who helped her make a fool out of you.
What makes you so sure it's a man?
Only a man would buy that nightgown. All you have to do is find him.
All right, Deputy. How? Would you have another one like this?
Not me. I wouldn't be found dead in this thing.
Well, no, I meant in stock, you know, for sale.
No. But Madame Mitzi down the street imported a whole bunch of those from China.
China. Madame Mitzi. Oh, thanks.
Why on earth do you want another one?
What can I do for you, Mrs. Fansler?
You can come with me. You're under arrest for conspiracy to rob Les Lane. Oh, I know you didn't want his money. But you wanted his wife, and that amounts to the same thing.
I saved Mr. Lane's life.
You know, I've been thinking about that. I got a hunch that that wound was just what Matt intended it to be, a minor one. But you almost let Mr. Lane bleed to death.
Then why didn't I go through with it?
Your conscience as a doctor wouldn't allow you to let a patient die.
You're right. I couldn't let a patient die. But you're not a patient.
Thought I told you to wait in the wagon.
I'm sorry, Matt, but I had a hunch he was about to skip town.
I have a hunch it was a bad idea to give you that badge. Let's go, Doc.
How are you going to prove that I conspired with Miss Lathrop?
Madame Mitzi will prove it. She'll never forget you buying this nightgown. She was so shocked by your bad taste. Let's go, Doc.
We make a pretty good team, you and me, don't we?
Mm-hmm. That reminds me, I gotta take that badge back.
You firing me? Look, I admit that I butted in. I didn't obey orders, but I was right all along, wasn't I?
Yes, you were right all along. And I take my hat off to you. But the city council has decided that San Francisco is not ready for a female peace officer. However, I hope this will make you happy.
What is it?
It's a purple nightgown with black lace.
California. Oh, I've traveled here, I've traveled there. I guess I've been most everywhere. But I like where I am today, and here is where I'll stay. Now, one thing I just can't endure is being broke and being poor. So I come west to take the cure, and here is where I'll stay. I've come to California, California. There's gold in them there hills in California. I've come to live where life is best. In the Golden West, I'm gonna strike it rich in California.